Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, the Harawan, fighting Yasharala of the Lions Den camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, Krishna's truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab, fighting Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp. Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I'll be coming out a lesson, and again, it's on another article, and it says here, Iran demands a guarantee of no further strikes before nuclear talks resume. And it says, are we going to see a repetition, meaning a repeating thing? Because as you know, Babylon America has intervened, which is the Lord set these devils up to fall into that trap to start these cascading events, or should I say further push these events along that is prophesied to happen, such as the third war and the downfall of this wicked sinful kingdom. But nonetheless, this devil, again, the Lord had this devil to intervene with his war machine, while at the same time talking about peace talks. Like, you can't attack someone and then say, okay, yeah, now we need to have some peace. There don't need to be no retaliation. It don't work like that. You don't hit somebody and then expect them not to respond or react or retaliate. It does not work that way. That is not how solving issues and problems, work. Especially when you supposedly be so-called diplomatic about it. But let's get right into it. It says Iran's deputy foreign minister, if I'm not mistaken, Majid Takht Ravanchi, said that the United States must guarantee no additional strikes before Tehran will resume nuclear talks. And it says, as markets rally on ceasefire prospect between Iran and it says what happened. It says Takht Ravanchi told the BBC that the Trump administration has communicated through mediators its desire to return to diplomatic talks, but has not made their position clear, because this devil is moving ambiguously, because this devil has an agenda. So you're not going to see any clear direct movements from this devil unless it is to commit more wickedness. If anything, I guess, as far as anything going in a positive direction, this is going to be ambiguous at best, as it says here. The Takht man, he wanted the Trump communication. These people been talking about diplomatic talk, but they've been going through mediators. They've been going through in-betweens, not necessarily sitting down directly and talking. And of course, this devil over here, and with the recent happenings, this devil has not made his position clear about what he wants to do, or what steps should be taken progressing towards the future. But those that are in the know, we know and understand where this is going to go. But let's continue. It says the stance comes after US B-2 stealth bombers from the Northrop Grumman Corporation struck 3 Iranian facilities at Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan last week. It says right now we are seeking to answer the question: are we going to see a repetition of an act of aggression while engaging in dialogue? Takht Ravanchi said in an interview from Tehran. It says the strikes followed a 12-day Iran-Israel conflict that began June 13th when Israel targeted Iranian facilities, nuclear facilities, and military sites, claiming Tehran was too close to building nuclear weapons. You got to think, this not a Jew guy has been saying that for over 30 years. And Iran literally entered a peace deal to not build nuclear weapons. So how are you worried about some country building weapons? No, the thing is, you're worried about people becoming strong enough to defend against the BS. But you know how this devil lies. But nonetheless, again, the strikes followed a 12-day Iran-Israel conflict that began in June. That began June 13th, when Israel targeted Iranian nuclear facilities and military sites, claiming Tehran was too close to building nuclear weapons. Iran responded with missile strike attacks before the U.S. intervened directly, because them niggas was getting bombarded over there. That's what it was. Central Intelligence Agency Director John Ratcliffe confirmed the strikes severely damaged Iran's nuclear program, citing credible evidence that key facilities were destroyed. However, Rafael Grossi, head of the International Atomic Energy Agency, said Iran could restart uranium enrichment within a matter of months. It's more like weeks, but hey, let's continue. It says, well, why it matters is markets responded positively to the ceasefire. Wedbush securities analyst Dan Ives called the Iranian-Israeli ceasefire the most bullish outcome for Wall Street. Okay, so you already know they basically, it's being revealed. Every time Babylon America goes to war, it gets rich. How do you think this place became the powerhouse that it became by war? But let's continue. It says Iran's, let me see if there's anything. Okay, that's it. It says Iran's parliament moved on Wednesday to suspend operation with the IAEA, accusing the atomic watchdog of siding with Israel and the U.S. Iranian ambassador to the UN, Amir Saeed Iravani, separately told CBS that uranium enrichment will never stop, citing it as an inalienable right under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Trump announced nuclear talks with Iran for next week, but provided no venue details. He dismissed intelligence assessments suggesting the strikes only delayed Iran's program by months, calling the damage obliteration, and they are not obliterated. But nonetheless, this is what this devil does. Comes in the guise of peace, but his true intentions are very far from being peaceful. This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they are drawn swords. So the words of this devil's mouth are smoother than butter. And you know, when you smooth butter on something, how slippery it get. Well, that's how these devil's words are. His words are very slippery. But war is in his heart, i.e. his mind. That's his true agenda. His words are softer than oil, yet they are drawn swords. Oil is very soft. It's also slippery and slick as well. But the words that this devil speaks are drawn swords. He's just really there to destroy you. That's why we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. This devil's devices. But nonetheless, these nations are starting to see how this devil operates, and with Babylon America recent attacks over there, it didn't really do anything to Iran too much. It just only ensured that trap, that snare that the Heavenly Father has set for this devil It just ensured that he falls in it. Last point though, because of this point of I made of when Babylon America struck Iran and their facilities, and it didn't really do nothing. This is my last point. This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So the Lord is always disappointing the devices of the crafty. They think they're so slick, they think they're so smart. Well, the Lord can see everything, so guess what? He throws a wrench in the plans, and these devils can't operate as they want. Just like it's going to happen again. The Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the crafty. And who is the crafty? These devils, these wicked, sinful people that call themselves of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that don't speak none of the language, don't match none of the prophecies in the scriptures, but somehow they are. Well, the Lord is disappointing their devices that they have put in the earth. These lies, all these false, fake religions, beliefs, philosophies, and doctrines of man, traditions of man. The Lord is disappointing all of that stuff. Why? By having the truth to come out. Disappointing all of that, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So no matter what this devil does, the Lord is going to disappoint this devil, that he cannot achieve and accomplish his plans in totality or in full. Every time this devil does something, the Lord is going to intervene, and he's going to have to take a loss somewhere. It's not going to be a complete success. This is what the Lord does. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, the wicked, those that think they're subtle. He's going to disappoint them. He's going to stop them every time. And with that, Shalom.